Hello, I am your RusAme reader, Crow Song, and today I am bringing you the binge compilation for Silent Love by Not So Sugar. Now, before we get into this, I would like to invite you to join the Discord. The link's down in the description. But now, on to the binge. Chapter 1, New School, New People. Russia's POV. Someone shook me awake, and I sat up, blinking at the sunlight coming from my window. Father smiles gently and signs. Good morning. I hum, feeling the vibrations in my throat. I wonder what I sound like. People can lose their hearing from old age, accidents, or diseases. Lots of people use hearing aids to hear the world, and others, like me, were born deaf. I can't use hearing aids, but that's okay. I get changed into a gray shirt, black hoodie, and blue jeans. I search a bit for my shoes and put them on. Today's my first day of school. I won't admit it out loud, but I'm excited. I rush downstairs and my siblings greet me. Morning! I read their lips carefully and grin, speaking as fluently as I can. Morning. I can't hear it, but I think I said it okay-ish. Yuki gives me a thumbs up as I grab a bowl and a cereal box. Belle jumps down. Are you excited? I waved my hand a bit. Kinda. Hurry, Russia, it's almost time. I frantically put the bowl in the sink and rush upstairs to brush my teeth. I grab my backpack and rush outside and into the car, with Cal and Yuki. I turn to Yuki. What's school like? Yuki smiles mischievously. Oh, not much. You get a schedule and then you have to deal with people. I frown. I would like friends. Yuki checks his hair and smirks. And if you don't? I know Yuki's just being salty about the fact that he's grounded, but he doesn't have to be so rude. I roll my eyes at him and turn towards the window. Colors go by in a blur, and soon I see the school building. I get out of the car and wave goodbye at my father. Russia, the teachers know. Bye, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Russia. I have no intentions of hiding the fact that I'm deaf. That's not necessary. I walk along the hallways when a boy shorter than me bumps into me. He looks up and grins sheepishly. Hey, sorry for crashing into you. I'm in a hurry to return a book, and I wasn't really looking where I was going. Hey, you look new. Maybe you want to walk with me to the library? I blink and nod my head slowly. Great! He grabs my arm and pulls me along. I notice the sunglasses on top of his head. Why does he need those? He returns the book. Ew, say, I'm America. Can I see your schedule? I hand it to him. Sure, my name is Russia. That sounded formal, but I'm not the best at pronouncing compound words. Very well. America looks over at my schedule and smiles. Hey, we've got the first 3 classes together, along with 7th period. Cool! I smile and fiddle with my Ushanka. Come on, let's head to class. I nod and follow him to our first class. History, I think. He sits next to 3 people. He waves me over, and I sit down next to him. Russia, these are my friends. Meet Japan, Philip, and Germany. We have like 3 other friends. I nod and smile, receiving a smile from each of them. They seem nice. Maybe this won't be bad at all. Chapter 2, Meeting Friends of a Friend. Russia's POV. History class soon ended, and I walked to my newfound friends. Japan hopped up next to me. What's your favorite song, Russia? I shrug. I'm deaf. Everyone stops in their tracks and turns to me in surprise. Then how come you don't need to sign? I can read lips. Maybe not that well, but I can. America lights up and starts using ASL. I know ASL, do you? I nod and grin. The others skulk about wanting to learn ASL. 3 people walk up to us. Who's he? May greets them. Mal, Indo, Poland, meet Russia. FYI, he's deaf, but he can read lips. He can talk and knows a few different sign languages, mostly RSL and ASL. I nod to confirm what America said. He facepalms and turns to me. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you to call me a May. Any friend of mine can call me a May. I blink and nod, giving him a thumbs up. A May, Germany, Poland, and I head to our second class, art. The teacher makes sure I can see her face while talking. She announces that we're painting birds today. I smile at that and grab a canvas like the rest of the students and sit near my friends. The May turns to me. I'm painting a wood thrush. You? I think for a bit. Eagle. Poland shyly smiles in my direction. What school did you go to before? I turn to a May. I can't pronounce it right. I have been homeschooled my whole life until now. A May turned to Poland and translated what I told him. This is nice. A May listens. I can talk to him and he'll understand. My heart does a flip and I'm glad he bumped into me. Class ends and we neatly put our unfinished canvases into the art rack. We'll be working on them all week. It sounds like fun. Germany and Poland keep looking at each other and talking together in an odd way. I nudge May as we leave and point at Poland and Germany. Why are they acting like that? May nods. They're dating. Japan has a crush on this guy, South Korea. He's in the next class with us. Mal, Phil, and Indo are also in our next class. They don't have any love interest. Me, well, not really either. I slowly nod and frown. What's a crush? May stares wide-eyed. You're kidding. A crush is like when you like someone. You want to kiss them. Your heart beats fast and your face is warm. I blink. Fever? May exhales slowly and shakes his head, making his sunglasses slide onto his face. He pats my bag. You'll get it one day. The next class is math. I'm not the biggest fan of math. May doesn't look like a fan of it either. I feel a jumpy vibration go through my throat. It's soft and seems to surprise May. He looks at me in amusement. Did you just laugh? I shrug. Did I? So that's my laugh. Okay then. What does it sound like? May smiles. You know what joy feels like? That's how it sounds. Like joy and amusement. We walk into class and sit next to Indo, Phil, and Mal. I see South and wave. He waves back. Someone taps on my shoulder. I look down at Mal. The guy next to him is his brother, North Korea. He's not as nice, but he won't mess with you if you don't mess with him. South and North are total opposites, and they don't really get along, but still care about each other either way. I nod slowly. Noted. Math went by much too slow for my liking. I chatted with South for a bit. Apparently, he's in our next class. Biology, I think. May seems hesitant to leave me, but he has a different class. He left once he saw Japan coming to walk me to biology. It's also her next class. Japan stares at South walking in front of us and blushes. Russia, do you think I have a chance? I can tell she's whispering, so I whisper back as fluently as I can manage. I think you do. Japan nods and doesn't ask me anything more. Instead, she just chats yes or no answers. I've noticed that the group tries to limit my vocal responses as much as they can. They picked up on how I have a hard time forming words constantly. I appreciate it, I really do, but it makes me feel sad? Not sure, but I don't like it. Japan's POV. We sit next to South, and I squeal internally. I look at Russia and tap his shoulder. He looks over at me and raises an eyebrow. I mouth, "Isn't he cute?" Russia glances at South and nods at me. I slap myself and sigh. I forgot to ask, what's your sexuality? I'm straight. May is pan. Germany is demi. Poland is bi. Mal is pan. Indo is another demi. And Phil is straight, as far as I can tell. You? Russia thinks about my question before saying one simple word. Gay. He said it a teeny bit wobbly, but he honestly did a good job. I give him a thumbs up and assure him his pronunciation was good. He smiles at the silent praise. I wonder, could he be the person May's been waiting for? Chapter 3. Catching Feelings. Are we now? After biology class, Russia and I split up while he walked to 5th period with Mal and Germany. I joined May and skipped up to him. May, I think the one has finally arrived. He stared at me for a second. Huh? Who? I smirked. Russia. May halted and shook his head. What? Japan, I just met the guy. I huffed. I didn't say that you like him. I'm just saying that he could be the person you've been waiting for. May huffed loudly in embarrassment. Japan, I don't know about that, but if he was, in fact, the one I've been waiting for, what then? I shrug. Sometimes life will make you have to take one out of two choices. Walk away or take the leap. Russia's POV. Mao and Germany are nice. Mao is like a May, but as a female and Asian. Germany's cool. He's smart and really nice. They're talking about something that has to do with dancing crabs? Not sure if I saw that right. I think this is PE. I look at Germany as he leads me to the guys' locker room. Put on your uniform and then head into the gym. I nod and get dressed quickly. This feels awkward. Why do we need to change in plain sight? I head outside with Germany and line up next to Mao, Germany following behind. The coach smiled. All right, today we'll be playing football. Get into teams of 10. We waited for a bit, and 7 more kids arrived. Hong Kong, Mongolia, Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, Finland, and Estonia. I was goalie since being deaf is not the best thing when you're on the field. The other team was wearing green jerseys while we wore red jerseys. The coach's shoulders hunched forward while holding the whistle in his mouth, an indicator that he's blowing the whistle. Everyone springs into action, fighting for the ball. Mexico smirks and kicks the ball up to his knee and forward to Finland, who headbutts it to Estonia. I watch in awe as Estonia kicks the ball as hard as she can into the other team's net. My arms fling into the air as a vibration goes through my throat. Cheering, I think. Germany and Mao turn to me in surprise and smile. This time, a green player got the ball and kicked it towards me. I grabbed it, not caring if it smacked my chest. I just wanted to help my team. Soon, the timer went off. Red team won! 9-3. I cheered with my teammates and shook hands with the green team, who were very good sports. Is everyone this nice here? I wonder what Amay's doing. Where did that come from? I just met the guy. Why am I so preoccupied with him? Chapter 4. Thinking about you. Russia's POV. I headed towards the last class of the day, reading and writing. America walked towards me and smiled. Come on, Russia. I nodded happily. I had a good day so far. You? Amay thought for a bit. My day was already good. Then it got better when I met you. I felt happy when he said that, and grinned. We sat down next to each other and waited for class to start. It's fun talking with you, even though I don't really talk. Amay shakes his head at that. I don't mind, and besides, it must get really hard to talk after a while. I nod softly. What do I sound like? You have a deep voice, and you speak with a little twang. The teacher walks in and begins the lesson. After a while, the bell rang, indicating that school's over. Amay, where do the car riders go? He took my wrist and led me through the hallways. He stopped and waved someone over. This is my little brother George. The boy glared at him, and May laughed. Okay, this is my little brother Canada. Yuki was next to him, and she waved. This is my little sister, Yuki. Cal should be here soon. He's younger than both of us. May smirked. I think they're dating and didn't tell us. Canada's eyes went wide while Yuki sputtered something. They both turned bright red, and I gasped. Yuki, is this true? Yuki was practically glowing at this point. Yeah, we started dating a month ago. Cal walked in and gasped. What? I blinked in surprise, while Amaze starts laughing and teasing his brother. Yuki poked my arm and pointed at Father's car. I nodded and tapped May. My father's here. Bye. May waved goodbye while Canada blushed. Bye. As soon as we get settled in the car, Cal shouts, Yuki's dating a boy and his name is Canada. Yuki swatted at Cal. Dang it, Cal! Father smirked and turned around to face us. Is that so? Invite him to dinner sometime, then. I sat quietly by the window as Father drove. The vibrations felt nice. I think Yuki and Cal are arguing. I think about May and how I made friends. I clear my throat. I made friends today. A boy bumped into me and then introduced me to his friends. The boy's name is America, and he is Canada's older brother. Father smiles. He makes sure I can see him in the mirror. That's great, Russia. I nod and stare out the window again. Yes, it's very nice. Chapter 5. Cafeteria Chaos. Russia's POV. I tried to eat my borscht in peace, but the cafeteria was in chaos. Someone had thrown a pizza slice at someone else, and now almost everyone was throwing food around. May was next to me, ducking at any incoming food. Germany was shielding Poland, Japan, and Phil under the table, while Mal was throwing food after a mashed potato landed on her. And Indo was vibing. I can't hide for an obvious reason. I'm too tall. I frowned and put my Ushanka on May's head. That is your helmet now. May blinked in surprise while I placed his sunglasses on his face. Your goggles. I continued eating despite the food landing on me. May looked really distressed. Russia, you're getting food all over you. I nodded. I know. A piece of cheese slapped my cheek. Russia, you'll get really dirty. I shrug. I already am. I peeled the slice of cheese on my cheek off and ignore the wad of lettuce that smacks my face. Green pieces stick to my skin. I look around and watch Mal screech and throw food around. I peek under the table at the rest of our friends. They're free of any food. I glance at May. Why aren't you hiding under the table with the others? He smiled at me, dodging a tray of gravy. I don't want to leave you alone here. Why aren't you hiding under the table? Too tall. May blinks. Oh, that makes sense. I smirk and nod. The tomato in my hair slides off. A bunch of teachers storm in and herd all of the people who participated in the food fight, Mal included. Yuen walked over to me and sighed. Russia, I'm so sorry. Where's your hat? I nudge May, and Yuen smiles softly. Oh, I see. Let's get you cleaned up, Russia. May starts to take off the Ushanka, and a sudden boost of confidence causes me to stop him. Keep it on. I trust you. America's POV. Russia readjusts the Ushanka on me and walks away with Yuen to get cleaned up. Japan crawls out from under the table, followed by Indo, Germany, Bill, and Poland. And soon a confused South Korea. South? He nods. My brother started this whole mess. Japan pulled me under. He smiled at Japan. Thanks, I really appreciate it. She blushes a little. Anytime, South. Germany chuckles. Russland is pretty messed up. He didn't even bother dodging. He was more concerned for you. I blush and wave my hands frantically. Most likely because I'm his friend. Japan swats me and pouts. He likes you, dummy. He let you keep the Ushanka on. He normally doesn't let anyone keep it on without him being there with them. My heart started to thump strangely, and my face heats up even more. Hopefully he likes me as much as I like him. Chapter 6. Romantic? Russia's POV. I wiped the food off of my hair and face and looked over at Yuen. Russia, you might want to take off the jacket. I looked down at the stains littering my poor jacket and took it off, tying it around my waist. Russia, here's your bag. Head to 4th period. I nodded and speed-walked towards biology. Japan waves me over as soon as I walk in, dragging me over to South Korea. South kinda wants to be friends. What do you say? I smiled softly. Okay. South smiled and held his hand up high. A high five. I slapped his hand gently and smiled back. Japan grabbed my hand and led me out of class. I looked at her, confused. The bell rang, Russia. Oh. I left Japan and moved to find Germany and Mao. Japan's POV. I grabbed South's hand and walked with him to English. Russia seems nice, but he's quiet. I nod. He doesn't speak unless he needs to. Me, Mao, Indo, and Philip, and Poland are learning sign so we can chat with him. South smiles. I'll learn too then. I blush slightly and nod quickly. Oh, here we are. English class. I let go of South's hand and smile awkwardly. I'm glad we're becoming friends. What's your favorite color? Mine's red. South answers almost immediately. I also like red. Russia's POV. I ran happily, enjoying the sun while Mal ran next to me. Jer was jogging peacefully somewhere behind us. I look up at Mal and ask, "Did you get in trouble for joining in the food fight?" I can tell my words are a bit slurred, but she seems to understand just fine. I got a 3-day detention thingy. Can you believe it? I shrug. Mal smirks, thinking about something. I'm not quite sure yet what it is. So, a May, huh? I raise an eyebrow at her. What? Mal rolls her eyes playfully. You have a crush on him, you dummy. My heart does the weird fluttering thing, and my face warms up. I do? Mal face palms. Duh! Dude, it's super obvious you like him. How are you not aware? My face grows warmer, and I shrug while smiling nervously. Mal gives me a deadpanned expression. Russia, do you say hug him, hold him, tell him how good he looks? I nod a little and look away. I feel a tap on my shoulder and look back at Mal. You like him, dummy? Chapter 7. Stop being blind. Russia's POV. I blinked in surprise and blushed brightly. I don't know. Mal frowned. Well, do you feel fluttery? Does your face get warm? She poked my arm more and more. Do you want to hug him? Hold him close? I frantically tried to move her hand away. You like him! I turned beet red at that. No, I don't! I'm not used to this. I don't know what to do. I glared at Mal and swatted her hand away, not caring if my face was red or not. Regret flashed in her eyes, but I looked away before she could say anything. I do not like America. He's energetic, childish, and naive, and I tried to think of some more flaws, reasons I don't like him. Mal kept tapping my shoulder, but I refused to look at her. I don't like America. Students started heading back into the gym. I walked into the locker room and wasted no time and changed quickly. I waited for everyone around me to move around. Germany tried talking to me, but I looked away. I want to be mad, angry even. I feel confused and distressed. I don't really know why. Eventually, everyone's dismissed, and I head to my next class, English. America's POV. I excitedly headed to English class and sat in my usual seat and waited for Russia. My phone buzzed, and I looked down at it. crack group chat. Mal-Asian. May, I messed up. McSlap. What did you do? Mal-Asian. I was trying to get Russia to understand his emotions, and I think I crossed a line. Germs. So that's why he ignored me. Unamused face. McSlap. What now? Mal, I'ma McSlap the Asian out of you. Mal-Asian. Crying face. I'm sorry. Anime addict. What'd you do to my boy? He ignored me in the hallway. QNQ. Indo hat. Mal, I don't think it's 100% your fault. Russia's new to all this. Flower gal. Yeah, he'll come around, I'm sure. McSlap. He better. I hear a chair move and looked over at Russia. Instead of looking passive, he's glaring. I poke his cheek like I normally do and wait. But he doesn't react, except his glare intensified. Russia, what's wrong? He closed his eyes and huffed. Leave me alone, America. I stared in shock. He must have sensed it because he talked again. Stop annoying me and leave me alone. I frowned, taking off my sunglasses. I know he's angry, but annoying? I felt a poke on my cheek and looked up. Russia doesn't look at me, but instead signs. Sorry, that was rude. I'm not good at being mad. I just act mean. I'm sorry. He didn't say a single thing for the rest of the day. Chapter 8. Anger. Russia's POV. I placed my backpack down and walked up the stairs, straight to my room. How could I take my anger out on May? My friends, they probably hate me now. I'm such an idiot. Maybe if I wasn't so scared of something so silly as a crush, I wouldn't have... I can't face them. Not after all that. I didn't do anything too extreme, but still... Maybe I should stay away. I don't deserve friends like them. I'm really being a jerk. I don't deserve that. I slapped my forehead and sighed. Avoiding them is just as rude. I just need some time to settle my thoughts. America's POV. Russia seems really frustrated about something. Mal said something about pushing him. It must have freaked him out. I groaned in realization. He'll be defensive for a while. On to the next day. America's POV. I raced to the school gates and joined my friends. Is Russia here? Japan frowned slightly. No, wait, there he is. I looked over and spot Russia walking over with a neutral expression. Hey! Russia swiftly looked away and held his hands up slightly. I don't feel like talking or whatever, but I don't want to be alone. I gently poke his cheek and nod when he looks at me. He doesn't feel like chatting, but he'll still hang out with us. I look over at Russia and smile softly. I like him a lot. I hope someday I'll get the courage to tell him. Chapter 9. Mute. Russia's POV. I walked to class, May right behind me. He kept poking my cheek, so I looked over. Did I do something wrong? I shake my head and sit in my seat. I just have something important in mind. May frowned. Is it something Mal did? I hesitate. Yes, no. Alright, class. Today we're going over Animal Farm. I space out and mindlessly doodle on a sheet of paper. Your friends don't deserve some deaf loner who talks weird. You don't even know how friendships work. You denied liking your crush. Imagine if he heard you. I frowned and breathed out lightly, a sigh. Not like I can hear it. I need to stop being dramatic. I'm hurting my friends. I stopped drawing and grimaced at the doodle. I had drawn a bird carrying a heart. Ew, that's way too gushy for my liking. I fold up the paper and stuff it in my pocket. I'll sort out this mess later. It'll be fine, right? Malaysia's POV. I sat down next to Poland and sighed. I think I made Russia upset. Poland smiled softly. I'm sure he'll come around. He's just not used to liking people. He's been homeschooled for most of his life. I nodded. Yeah, he'll be fine. Russia's POV. I walk out with May to art class, meeting up with Poland. History class was mostly just me spacing out, as Japan, Germany, and May chatted every now and then. They were likely talking about me. Poland smiles up at me, and I return a small smile of my own. We sit down, and I stare at the canvas in front of me. May tapped my cheek, and I looked at him. We're supposed to paint a scene of a forest or lake. I nod and do just that, lazily painting a mountain landscape with a lake and trees. I turn towards May. I'm sorry for being upset. I overreacted. Forgive me? May smiled. Always. Chapter 10. Friends? Russia's POV. I walked to the cafeteria and sat down in my usual seat. Mal looked up guiltily. Sorry for making you open up to me. I let out a small breath. I'm sorry too. May translated it quickly. Mal looked at me with a confused expression. Why are you sorry? I got mad and ignored you guys. I'm not a good friend. May frowned, but translated it. But, Russia, you are a good friend. You're a terrible friend. Putting yourself first is selfish. You can't even hear their voices. That must be pathetic. You're so selfish. Feeling bad about being deaf? I felt a poke on my cheek and looked up to see May. Russia, you're an amazing guy. I would react the same too. He's saying that to make you feel better. How pitiful. I smiled at May and nodded, facing Mal and giving her a smile too. Thoughts swirled around in my head, making me feel weighed down. Bet you sound stupid when you talk. They're just being nice. A May would never like a deaf freak. I did my best to ignore these rude comments, chatting with my friends. Germany smiled. There's a school dance coming up. Are you guys going? Japan swooned. I hope South goes. May cringed. Not really my thing, but I'll go. I sat for a while and opened my mouth. You sound weird when you talk. I closed my mouth and lifted my hands up instead. I'll go too. May smiled at me. We'll be there together then. I smiled. I'd love to go with my friends, especially May. Japan gasped. What are we gonna wear? Poland groaned. Japan, relax. We have 2 weeks. Japan squealed. Only 2? Oh no! I raised an eyebrow at her. We have time. Why are you so worried? Japan exhaled. We won't have time for amazing outfits, Russia. That's the problem. Mal leaned in and showed me a note. It read, with the perfect outfit, May will surely fall for you. Or impress him at least. Let Jap help. I nodded at Mal and tapped Japan. Can we talk privately? She had an apologetic expression. I only understood half of what you said. May smiled gently. Russ wants to talk to you alone. Japan grinned. Of course! I barely paid attention to what she said. The only thing in my head was May mouthing out, Russ. Chapter 11. Dances and Jumbled Nerves. Russia's POV. I tried to swallow my anxious thoughts, but failed. Why does this seem so hard? Just go to the dance. It's not like it's a date. Who would go on a date with you? I shake the thought away. Now is not the time for it. I need to get ready and find my friends. I jogged to the living room. Father, we need to go. Why the hurry? I just need to get my keys. I nodded frantically. Okay, but hurry up. His chest heaved softly, and a grin made it obvious he was chuckling. All right. Porte vive, Russia. I can't be patient. This is a May and my friends we're going to. Soon we're driving towards the school. I'm excited. That's very nice. I hope you have fun. I nod as soon as the car stops. I'm out. Bye, Father. I walk through the halls towards the huge gym. I'm shocked to see decorations everywhere. Streamers mixed with fairy lights hide among the beautiful, colorful spotlights. Music blares from every direction. Rainbow lights bounce around me, making me look like a projector. People dance happily to the music, and a huge table topped with food catches my attention. May might get hungry. I blank away the thought and continue to look around for my friends. Suddenly, someone barrels into me, and to my relief, it's Japan South. I lean to the left and spot Germany and Poland with the Rice Gang trailing behind them. Where's May? He's almost here. I nod, slightly disappointed. Let's have fun while we wait, then. America's POV. I make my way towards the loud music. You can hear it from the halls. I walk into the gym and smile at the decorations. They really outdid themselves. I look towards the food table and spot my friends talking with Russ. I run over and shout, "Howdy, buckaroos!" Japan whirls around. Pardon? I am in Jin Jerky from Attack on the Netherland. How dare you? I grimace at her joke, but play along anyway. Oh, my bad. Say, do you know All Might the Hashira? Everyone around us grimaced, except Russ, who looked excited about something. Philip sighed loudly. Please stop. Belushi from Assassination Classroom, who reincarnated into a slime, is my favorite topic. Poland pouted. Stop it. Japan smiled mischievously. But Sakura's dragon maid is so cute. I nodded playfully as everyone, except Russ, groaned. Oh man, Russ isn't affected by anything. Russ blinked in surprise. What? Japan pouted. We're trying to annoy you guys, but you seem too happy to see a May to care. I stare in surprise at Russ, who looks away in embarrassment. Japan, don't mess around with Russ like that. She lowers her ear in confusion. Huh? But I'm being serious. Serious as the players from Haikyuu. Russ taps my shoulder. Can I talk to you? Outside in the hall. I smile softly. Okay. I turn back to our friends and grin. Be right back, and don't have too much fun without us. Outside, in the hall, I turn towards Russ. So, what do you want? My eyes widen and I stare in shock at his ASL while blushing profusely. Shyly, I make sure Russ can see my right hand, and I repeated the sign. I love you too, Russ. Chapter 12. Dunno, kinda nervous. Russia's POV. I walked right next to May, who signed anyway. We've been dating for 2 months now. Japan and South have been dating for 3 weeks. The last time I heard the rude voices swirling in my head was about 7 weeks ago. Ukraine started dating Canada 4 weeks ago. And still, I can't help but feel nervous. May smiles warmly and takes my hand. Risky, what's up? I smile and do my best to form words. I'm nervous. Will we be okay together? I'm deaf. He grins. We'll be amazing. You'll see. I smiled as May walked in. Risky, come on, Japan's waiting. I nod and follow my husband to the car. Japan and South had huge news. We pulled up and got out of the car. I spot Germany and Poland. And little Polomy. Hello, Rusland and May. I wave and look down at the sweet little clumsy girl who clumsily signs, Hi, Uncle. I pick her up and twirl her around. Hello. We enter and Japan jumps on us. Ha! I got you, Russia! I snort and she lets go. Excitement obvious in her eyes. South proposed to me! May congratulated his best friend while I watched the Rice Gang play with Polomy and many others chatting away happily with South. Who would have thought I would end up this happy? Well, that's been one hell of a ride. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Now, any of you who have stayed to the end of the video get to know that I'm writing a story. It's called Stars and Moonflowers in Our Garden. It's on one of my alt accounts, and it's a RusAme story. I've been plotting it for a couple days now, and I'm writing some chapters, and I'm really excited for it. But the link to the Discord is down in the description. If you've watched this long, I figure you probably enjoy my content, so come and join us. We do calls, we have a lot of fun roles, and sometimes I brain rot about the characters in my book, whether they be the one that I'm writing for a book that I am beta reading for a friend, or the book I am writing myself right now. So why don't you join us? Aside from all that, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, morning, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow, which will be starting Handcuffed by RaccoonMainia. So I look forward to that, and I hope you do too.